Hello and welcome to this week's reading vlog. Apologies for no vlog last week. I didn't read until today being Sunday the 14th, and I just thought I would add this on to this week's. My plan was to read 2 more of my sections this weekend of Empire of the Damned, due to new plans not going ahead like planned. I've ended up finishing Empire of the Damned. If it was based off the last 320 pages alone, this would be a strong 5-star rating. The first 43% make it just a low 5-star rating, but still a 5-star. The second half of this book, Kristoff, I don't know what it is with Jay's work, but I always find I struggle with the first 40 to 50%. I struggle, and I think it's because he does a lot, and I will say a lot of world building and quite a few times info dumping, which you need for the second half to be so freaking good. But at the same time, it's just too much at a time. As in, I will say, so do you know how I was reading like 110 pages in like 80 minutes? I read 180 pages in a 37-minute sprint. I didn't skip or skim or jump ahead. I read every word in that 37 minutes. But I was that hooked, I couldn't stop reading. Genuinely couldn't stop reading. The revelations that come out in the second half of this book, that, yes, granted, should have been obvious. Should have been absolutely obvious. But at the same time, they were built up so well that you were genuinely shocked. And I'm going to be completely honest, and I'm going to try and not spoil in case it is a spoiler, but I think my theory for this trilogy and how these two ended up here and why, I think it's going to be spot on. I think my theory is going to be spot on. I need to say my theory in case I am right. If I am right, then so I will put my spoiler thing up, but if you don't want to be potentially spoiled, or if you don't want to hear my theory because you haven't read this book yet, please just skip on until my spoiler picture goes or until I change top. But here's my theory. My theory is that Gabriel and the sister, I've literally just read her name. How can I forget her name? How can I forget how can I forget her name? I've literally just read it. Celine, how have I forgot that? I think Gabriel and Celine, and as we've now found out, Joaquin, they are there for a reason, because as we read in the last thing, the last sentence, Dior is alive. Dior is alive, and I think this is one big master plan to kill off the remaining last strong vampire in this world. And I think it's all it's building up. In the next book, there's going to be a massive fight, and I have a feeling that our Chevalier Jean-Francois Michel, not Jean-Paul, why do I want to say Jean-Paul? It is Jean-Francois, I believe it is Jean-Francois. Well, should not be Jean-Francois, don't she not be Oh, it is Jean-Francois. I think Jean-Francois is going to struggle, and he's going to become a bit of a more and more important character, and he may be integral to them taking it down. But again, Kristoff doesn't believe in happy endings, and I think I think my theory may be right, but there's going to be a really sad twist to the end. But just, yeah. I I need book 3. I need book 3 like now, but he's still writing the damn thing. So I'm probably waiting 2 years, and I just need it now. I need it now. Spoiler should have hopefully gone now. But yeah, if you miss it, as I said at the end of the spoiler thing, if you didn't watch it, I need book 3 now. I need J. Kristoff to get off his ass and write what will probably be 700 to 800 page book like tomorrow and print it the day after, so I can just read. But yeah, I need book 3. I need book 3. But book 14 of the year done. Woo! Technically, I only need to read 6 more books this month to be on track again for Goodreads. I'm not pushing it, but I want to try and get as close as I can. But what are my reading goals for the rest of this week? I don't know, because that book is, I don't want to go into a slump. I don't know if I'm going to be quite frank. I do not know. So I will update you tomorrow what I read, but what I start read, or what I hope to read, or what. But I haven't even updated my reading journal with my thoughts yet, because I seriously think I need to sleep to get my words out properly and not start going blah 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 and then change what I'm saying and blah. But if you haven't read it yet, please do. I need someone to read it who, if you you've read it, message me. If you want to talk about it, message me, please. I feel like I need to discuss this with someone. I need to discuss this with someone, because that person might have other thoughts. I need thoughts. Hello, it is Wednesday evening. Apologies for the washing machine in the background. I'm about to start my next book after Empire of the Damned. And I haven't gone for a crime or thriller book, which I'm quite surprised by. I've actually decided to pick up my Buzzwordathon book for April. The prompt being a book with a nature word in the titles. I have gone for The Hurricane Wars by Thea Guanzon. This is a very popular book. I know Ada and Sophie really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, looking forward to it. I'm picking this up, although I've already forgotten what happens in it. So I'll read you the synopsis just so that I know what happens. Well, what the plot of the book is, I should say. Taliesin was left on the steps of a Sardovian orphanage as a baby. All she has ever known is the Hurricane Wars, as her people fight for freedom from the tyranny of the Night Emperor Gaheris. But are they truly her people? Taliesin dreams of one day finding where she comes from, her family, and the source of the magic that flows through her veins like sunlight. It's coming back to me now, yeah. Alaric of House Osinast, master of the Shadowforge Legion and Gaheris' only son and heir, has been honed into a weapon by his father. Tasked with obliterating the neighbouring Sardovian Alfold, Alaric focuses on only one goal: extinguish all threats to the Night Empire with his armies and his storm ships and his shadow magic. That is until he sees Taliesin burning brightly on the battlefield with the same light magic that slew his grandfather, turned his father into a monster, and ignited the decade-long Hurricane Wars. He tries and fails to kill her, something about her making him pause, allowing his now greatest enemy to slip through his fingers. But a new horror emerges from across the Eversea, one that promises to cause even more devastation than the Hurricane Wars. Only Taliesin and Alaric can stop it. Will these mortal foes be able to come together, or will they end up destroying each other and dooming their world in the process? Yes, I think I remember what Ada told me when she read it, that this is a Kylo Ren fanfic. Well, that's what it started at. A little bit like Ali Hazelwood, and I ended up really, really liking Ali Hazelwood, so maybe I'll end up really liking this. It is 470 pages long. I am not attempting to read 100 pages tonight. I am really, really tired, so if I read it like 10%, like 47 pages, I will be a happy Shelley, and then I can just keep chipping away at it till the weekend, and then Saturday just annihilate it, hopefully. Saying that, I do have family plans tomorrow night, so probably won't get much reading done, But then Friday night I have no plans, Saturday I have no plans, Sunday's D&D. So if I can smash this out like before Sunday, great. If not, I've got all weekend. Yeah. I'm a little bit hesitant to go into it. I'm not going to lie, just a tiny bit. I just reading that synopsis, you probably won't tell what I'm going to say. I have a feeling Taliesin and Alaric will fall over there. Just by reading that synopsis, I'm going to give my first thoughts. Taliesin and Alaric are going to fall for each other. There will be a Romeo and Juliet type of thing. Taliesin will end up being the orphan child of a neighbouring family, like Alaric's family's enemies or something, and it's going to be Romeo and Juliet. They're going to hate each other. This new enemy turns up, and then they work together, which is obviously what that end paragraph tells us. I don't know if this is book one in a series, if this is a standalone. I've really not looked into it. So yeah, just gonna head into it and see how I feel. Quickly checking through for pages. If I get to chapter 5, that's at page 51. So I'll get a good, like I said, 10% read tonight. And then just chip away at it and see. Yeah, it's that much. So not a lot. And the writing seems a tad bit bigger than normal hardbacks. I'm just blathering on now. So yeah, so probably we'll update you Friday with my thoughts at where I am then. But yeah. Until then, let's get reading. Hello, Saturday morning. Not much of an update for the Hurricane Wars. I'm only 50 pages in. And I felt overloaded reading them 50 pages. You get chucked right into the action, which I normally like. Not when I've got so much action in 50 pages where I can't remember which battle's which, I can't remember which group is which, I can't remember half these characters in 50 pages. I'm exaggerating a little, yes. I think I know who our important players will be, but it was just there you go, there you go. There you go. Like, all this information in a small amount of pages, in my opinion. At least if it's like J. Kristoff or Sarah J. Maas, they spread it over. And Sarah J. Maas is far too much over. But it spread. And yeah, I literally read these 50 pages last night and went, oh, okay. Had time to read more 50 pages, but wasn't going to. I've had headache and neck pain for the past week. I won't put myself through any more head and neck pain to read a bit more. But I read 10%. I'm gonna carry on though. I'm gonna do something that Becca and the Books said she was doing in her last Shelve It or Drop It episode. Right name here. I love that series. Can I just say if you don't subscribe to Becca, do. Just because that series is literally, she's run out of shelf space in her house and she's got loads of unread books, and it's either she needs to read it or she needs to read it to either shelve it or read it and DNF it and get rid, and then she unhauls off her shelves. It's a really good series. So yeah, but anyway, in the latest one, she was saying that she has like 208 videos on her to be watch list. So what she was going to do for her books, it was quite big, was read 50 pages, then watch a video, and then like do that throughout the day, which I think's really good. Because I'll be honest, I think sometimes to me with like sprints, if they're like 45-minute sprints, I won't read for like the first 12 to 15 minutes. And then I feel like I've got to rush to read as much as I can in 30 minutes. So I'm thinking I might do what she did. Read 50 pages, watch something or do something else. And just keep doing that. Because I think there's over 400 pages in this book. There is 467. So with me read it, no, there's not, there's more than that, Michelle. There is 470. So with me reading like 50 pages, technically I only have just over 8 more blocks of this, like chunks of reading to have this read, which doesn't sound like a lot. So I'm thinking I might do that. And I've got the weekend to do that. So if I just get to the 250 page mark today, great. I have all of tomorrow to read the last 200. If I read more than that, if I somehow manage to finish this today, amazing. Will that happen? Probably not. Women's Six Nations is on. And I've got more dramas to watch. So your girl needs to, yeah. So I might do that. I might read 50, watch. Read 50, watch. So yeah, I will update you later tonight with where I got to. If I finish, great. But also let you know how that goes, and if that works, maybe like carry that on throughout the week. Who knows? But I need to go take tablets because even though I've been moving my neck, the pain is still there. So yeah, I will update you, like I said, sometime tonight. Hello, sorry if you hear the whirring noise, that is my dryer. It is Sunday afternoon, it's 5:30. I didn't update you last night with my progression with Hurricane Wars because I didn't end up reading yesterday. I've read another 50 pages. I don't want to say I'm bored, but I'm bored. We've had the twist with one of our main characters, and I'm just like, is that it? Which sounds bad because I know it's meant to be like a big twist, but I'm just like, I kind of guess she'd be connected to something like that from reading the synopsis, and I'm just like, okay, and yeah, we're getting the setup of how these two enemies could potentially work together. Slight spoiler, and I'm just like, I'm bored but not bored, if that makes sense. I'm not gonna finish it tonight. No way, Jose, because I think 50 pages is like 50 page chunks is my is all I can do for this book at a time. So if I can get to like 250 tonight, I'll be happy. But don't expect anything more. So this will be a very short vlog, but oh well. I'm not going to give it a rating just because I think, because it might get better in the next 50 pages. It might, or I might come to you after the 50 pages going, yeah, I'm doing effing. But the hope is to finish it. Because I know Ada and Sophie really liked it, and I know quite a few people like it. I just wonder if it's a bit too predictable. But let's see. But also, Naked, I didn't take off the cover, and it's got such really nice full designs. So, yeah. So I'll update you tonight with my progression for the rest of the day, and if I'm carrying on, and then overall thoughts of the week. Hello, it is 20 to 9 Sunday evening. I'm now at page 263 of the Hurricane Wars. I'm liking it a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie, I'm liking it a little bit more. Now the story has developed a little bit more and we found out more information, we had more interactions. I'm getting the enemies to lovers. I'm getting it. It's a proper enemies to lovers. And it's something that me, Sophie, and I just spoken about. Is that a lot of books that are enemies to lovers, and not enemies to lovers. They're like acquaintances to lovers, or like office rivals to lovers. No, it's not proper enemies to lovers. Not where they try to kill each other within their first couple of meetings, and now I'm moving on to the lovers part of it. Yeah, liking it a bit more. Liking it a bit more. I just need the story to develop a little bit quicker. And I say that even though I said the story has developed. It has developed from when we first started, but, you know, you're reading the synopsis that there's this bigger threat coming. And I do think something's been mentioned where I'm like, is this a bigger threat? Because if that's a bigger threat, I don't think that's that it's not, even though it's something big, it's not big in my eyes. And there's definitely information missing that both sides haven't been told by their sides. The mothers not being involved keeps coming up. I have a suspicion with with what's happened with them too. But I'm not gonna say it in case it's spoilery. But yeah, so it's a solid 3 stars at the moment. I'm not getting the hype, but let's see how it goes. But I'm gonna wrap up there because I need to get ready for work, obviously. So good week. Finished Empire of the Damned. 5 stars. Mr. Kristoff, please may I have more now. And I'm over halfway through another fantasy. We move. Yeah, next week shall be interesting. And of course I have thoughts for May's TBR, so that will need to be filmed next week as well. But that is for next week's Michelle to plan. So I hope you enjoy this vlog. Hopefully my wrap up for January to March will be coming very soon once I film it. But until the next video,